Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, empowering the good. And we always love talking about nutrition and fitness, well-being, and so much more. That's why we're honored to have with us Lauren Huff, owner and coach with Curves Memphis. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jeremy. How are you?
Doing well. Well, when you talk about all the different things you're doing to power the good at Curves Memphis, we have a lot of ground to cover. Let's start, though, with your personal background, your personal story, being owner, coach at Curves Memphis. Give us some of that storyline.
Yeah, absolutely. So believe it or not, I started Curves when I was 17 and I'm almost 37. So that's 20 years in this industry. It was supposed to just be a part-time job throughout college while I got my business degree, and then it became more than that. So yeah, I've been successfully, strengthening my body since I was 17, which is crazy. Because most people can't say that they've been consistent with a fitness program for that long. I did move away and I did a couple of marketing management things before I moved back. But I was an employee for about 7 years and then moved away, did some more management experience type things with marketing and advertising and just consumer behavior and all of that, utilizing my degree from University of Memphis. And I decided to move back, and that was when I was made a partner and owner of Curves Memphis here. There used to be a lot more Curves in the Memphis area and the tri-state area, but now we're the only one left, so we're hanging on strong. We've gone through all the changes within Curves corporate and, all the local fitness facilities here, but we've definitely, this is our 24th year being a franchise with Curves. So I definitely wanted to come back and utilize a lot of my marketing, advertising skills with Curves, but it's also a family. So I knew I was coming back home to a community of women that, were excited to have me back. And, just really, it's rewarding to be able to help so many women with overall fitness goals, whether that's life longevity or temporary goals or, anything like that. So that's what we're here for. And I definitely wasn't expecting to get so much certification when it came to health and fitness. Like I should have just gotten that as a degree, right? But I ended up getting it in, working here. So that was amazing. So I'm certified in nutrition. I'm certified in so many different types of fitness areas. It's crazy. So I love it. And, that's why I'm still here.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned a community of women for women. And so when you talk about a fitness facility designed for women, go ahead and talk about Curves Memphis. So go overall, and then we'll dive into how the magic happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously most people are like, what is Curves? And I think for a long time, they were like, oh, that's where my grandma goes, or, oh, that's, this type of gym or whatever. But I'm, here to break down that myth and that false information. It doesn't matter whether you're 18 or 80. The equipment is designed for women in the shape that it fits all fitness levels, sizes, heights, weight, all of that. So it doesn't matter, what shape of woman you are, you'll be able to do our equipment, which is great. So it is a full body workout in order that the equipment is designed by hydraulics. So you are working opposing front and back muscle groups at the same time. So, like a traditional piece of free weight equipment, you've got to do 10 bicep curls, 20 bicep curls, and then you've got to do tricep curls, right? Well, what if you could hop on a machine and you could do both at the same time and kill two birds with one stone? That would be great, right? So that's what we have, right? Those machines that are just 2 for 1 and done. You're going to do front and back side at the same time. You're only on each station for 30 seconds. So think of curves as like the original biohacker of circuit training or the HIIT workouts, right? The high interval intensity training. So that was how they started. And it's the same science and magic that's been working to this day. Several other fitness facilities have copied it since. And people just love it because you just go around until you're done. So that is the nice thing about, having that setup. It's easy to learn, it's easy to train, and then from there you can improve your range of motion, your speed, and just get better and better as you go along. So there's no complacency. You're always going to be able to push yourself to get more, and to work harder. So that's a great thing. But a lot of people don't know that strength training versus cardio, right? So most people will go to a gym and they're like, oh, I want to run on a treadmill for like an hour. Well, you can actually get more calorie burn and more muscle buildup in 30 minutes doing strength training than you can if you did a 4-mile walk or run, because your body enters steady state cardio. So at a certain point, your body is just like, well, we're here. We're not going to burn anything else, right? We're not going to do any more. And so when you're going up and down with your heart rate and your muscle work and your cardio combined with strength training, you're just going to have so much more, effectiveness when it comes to building muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat, but it takes up less space. So it's going to burn those calories that you need and fat at rest, right? So that's what we're all about, is educating women on the benefits of strength training. One of the biggest things that is the most important is balance. So when it comes to strength training, that's where it's going to be where we help people with balance. So most people don't know that 1 out of 3 adults age 65 or older fall each year, right? So, and that number increases to 50% after the age of 80. So it is very important to strengthen the muscle supporting the joints, the bones, so you can avoid falling and avoid injuries, right? So strength training is very important for that. Curves itself has been the most scientifically proven exercise and weight management program in the world. So it's definitely been ahead of its time for a while. Today we're continuing to blaze new trails with our in-club heart rate monitoring and our monthly coaching session that includes our eVolt body scanning composition machine, as well as our nutrition program endorsed by Cleveland Clinic.
When someone new comes in, where do you like to start? So what are the questions you're asking to get a feel for, okay, this is the plan we're going to put them on. These are the areas they need help. What are the questions you like to ask? What are the things you're looking at when someone first comes to Curves Memphis?
So the first thing I like to ask is, have they ever been to a Curves before? And if they say no, this is going to be a whole new world for them, because if they've done free weights or cardio equipment before, the hydraulics is just different. So I'll have to train them, particularly with, proper alignment, posture, right? Form, range of motion, then speed. So it's just going to be a different world for them. Just kind of figure out their fitness level to start, beginner, intermediate, advanced, go through that. See if they have any injuries or limitations, or if they're on any certain medications that could affect their heart rate, because we put them on the MyZone device. And so that tells them the effort of their heart the whole time they're exercising. So we need to know that stuff. But yeah, the main thing is just going to be, 30 seconds on our machine sounds like a really short amount of time. But when you're pumping that hydraulics, it feels like forever. And so, of course, when we say, when you think 30 seconds isn't a long time, then you've never been to Curves.
Talk about the diet side, because for you, having that experience as well, share a couple of tips or talk about that piece of it.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of people are definitely low in hydration, protein, carbohydrates, even healthy fats. Nutrition is a huge key role whenever we're looking at, we want to lose weight without losing muscle. Okay, so you can diet and not exercise. And if you lose 20, 30 pounds, well, that's great, right? But it's probably muscle, which is unfortunate. So in order to maintain that and keep that, you have to combine nutrition with a good fitness program that combines strength training and cardio and also stretching. Stretching post-workout is extremely important to help prolong fat burning, increase your muscle strength, your flexibility, and then help with, those excess calorie burn. So that's huge. But most people aren't getting enough protein and they think carbs are bad. They're not. You need carbs to survive, right? So there's a lot that goes into the science behind nutrition that, typically we don't say at Curves. We go on diets. We learn how to eat well long term because that's sustainable. And with our Evolt body composition machine, we can also give exactly what we need to eat, calories, protein, carbs, fat, everything just based on whatever goal you set and your own body scan. So that's pretty helpful.
Share some testimonials because obviously you have a chance to see this firsthand and you don't have to name any specific names, but talk about the transformation, the testimonials that you have a chance to be able to see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the most inspiring ones are obviously the ones where nobody can tell how old these ladies are just based on how long they've been consistently exercising. We always say at Curves, your age freezes when you walk in the door. So that's pretty cool. The biggest things are definitely, significant weight loss, 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 75 pounds, here, there, everywhere. It's insane. Like when you look at some of these before and after photos of ladies over the years, like I don't even recognize them. Compared to when they first came in to now, like they just look amazing. And overall, internal, getting off blood pressure medication, getting off cholesterol medicine, lowering their A1C, diabetics, like getting off of that kind of stuff. Like that's my favorite part about this is helping people get off medicine, prescription medicine, because we all know what that stuff can do, right? And it's just, amazing to see. Or it could be some of the little, victories that we hear, like, oh, I could get down and play with my kids, my grandkids. I could, play sports with them, things that they never were able to do before, endurance and stamina wise. Going up long walks of stairs or, you know, hikes, marathons. I mean, we've got ladies that do 10Ks, 5Ks, 26Ks, it's just amazing. And they're able to do that because they have so much more muscle strength, stamina, and endurance. So it's great.
Give us one more tip similar to the stretching and how people underestimate the power and the importance of stretching, especially after a workout. Give us one more, either fitness or nutrition, but just one tip that's helpful for everyone.
Yeah, so the biggest thing when it comes to stretching is it's not bad to do it before a workout. Like they do recommend runners and things like that, walkers, joggers, to stretch a little before you go. However, you have to remember that your muscles are cold at that point. You're not warmed up. Your joints aren't lubricated. Nothing is heated per se, right? So all of that is okay, but you could possibly tear or pull a muscle if you do it too hard when everything's cold. So it's just best and it's just smarter post-workout to do it when everything is warmed up. You've already worked out. You want to stretch the things that you did work out, all those different muscle groups. That's one of the nice things about our stretching circuit is we have 12 full stretches that you stretch everything you work out on the circuit. So that's vital just for prolonged fat burning, to increase your range of motion. Maybe some people can only lift to here and then eventually, right, their range of motion improves and they get more flexible. That's probably the most noticeable benefit of stretching early on is to be able to increase that range of motion and become more flexible. But every time you stretch post-workout, it increases your muscle strength by 19%. So you definitely don't want to skip stretching post-workout. It's vital.
For you as owner, coach with Curves Memphis, give us one of your personal goals for 2025.
I want to help as many women as possible, live longevity of life. One of the largest muscle mass loss diseases that's steadily increasing post the age of 45 and up is called sarcopenia. And that's just, after certain ages, right? We don't produce collagen. We don't produce so many things that keep our body strong and active. And so it's my destiny, my purpose, right? To express that to as many people that will be able to come into Curves and that I can help them avoid those health issues. Because, there's just so much of that. But being able to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, which is huge in women, diabetes, even some cancers. That's the most important thing to me. So being able to, share that service with as many women as possible, it's simple. All they have to do is come in, be coached 3 times a week or more, and they can have these health benefits of regulating blood pressure, blood sugar, just living a longer, more mobile, independent life, and being able to enjoy it. So that's my goal, is to have as many members join as possible this year.
Well, let's carry that into then where can we go to carry this conversation forward? Where can we go to learn more about Curves Memphis?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So you can stop by 6655 Quince Road, Suite 119, Memphis, Tennessee 38119. Give us a call at 901-754-3030, just like our 30-minute workout. And you can also find us on Curves Memphis Facebook and Instagram, as well as Curves Memphis TN Southeast on Google.
Well, Lauren Huff, owner and coach at Curves Memphis, thank you for all you and your amazing team do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.